do you separate managing the team versus ensuring that the team is doing what it's supposed to be doing?
Okay, so I would say I'll give you my reaction to it first.
Sure.
I think the reaction that I always have is the word managing.
Yes.
So when I read that question, it's like, okay, how do you separate managing the team?
Yeah.
Is it to the coach, the scrum master? So my first gut reaction is, well, I'm not managing the team.
Right.
So what does that mean by managing? One, I don't manage the team.
Yeah, I think what she's getting at is if you flip the question in the sequence that with the parts are, and the one part is, so how do you make sure that your team is doing what they need to be doing?
Yeah.
Right? And I think that we all kind of fall back on the product owner hopefully has prioritized the backlog, and then people know that they're working on the right things and they've had good conversations. I think her question kind of belies the groups that she's worked with in the past. She's not working with a group that is hardcore about maintaining a very clear pipeline of work and a clear backlog.
I mean, this question is very close to one person that reached out to me, basically saying, hey, I'm a scrum master. My team just doesn't do what I tell them to do.
Right. And so that's the other reason I like this question so much is because, it does hint at, that's a problem a lot of people have because of that. People are like, well, I want to manage people. And you're like, well, then you're in the wrong place.
So I think, what we do is that we're influencer.
Yeah.
Right, we influence people. So for me, in order to influence somebody, you gotta get the trust. Right, so always go back, for me, it's always go back to, okay, well, one, how did the team form? Did the team give you the trust?
Right.
Did they extend the trust to you first as a scrum master, as a coach? Do they do that?
Yeah.
Now, if they don't do that, then I don't see how they would want to follow me if they don't give me the trust.
Right.
So it could be either based on organizations, what they call role that we say, hey, we're going to be doing Scrum, and the Scrum Master is going to be doing this. So you're training them, saying, here's what this role does.
Sure.
Here's what it's supposed to be doing.
Yep. I think it goes to the theory, or not theory, but just the idea of self-organization. Like, define self-organizing, define what self-organizing is. And then self-organizing, and this is actually from something that Jason Tanner does in his class, it doesn't mean self-directing nor self-managing, which is like, so self-directing comes from the product owner. You've got a manager, and I don't know,
Wajiha?
Wajiha?
Yeah.
I don't know if she's a manager or not, but managers play a role.
Yeah.
But in helping the team deal with impediments, career growth, all these different things. But what does self-organization mean for your organization or for your team?
Right.
And that'll establish some guidelines. So it's like, it doesn't mean that they're going to go out and just go nuts and do whatever they want. It's teach them what self-organization means, what are those guidelines, and then help them kind of figure out, well, how do we police, I don't want to say police sounds so rough, but but how do we kind of ensure that we're on the same path, and it doesn't have to be one person managing their progress, it's the entire team, and how do you create that ownership?
Right.
I mean, it's to me, it's one of the hardest things is that you don't have any gains, you don't have any trust from the team, then, going to any brand new team, it's like, you're a scrum master, what do? Why should I follow you? Why should anybody follow you?
Yeah.
What value do you bring to the team?
Right.
Right, so then it becomes, okay, now we're going to show them what value do we bring. So oftentimes we are seen as a secretary.
Yes.
We can be,
Right, so that's the one side of it all.
I think we've pretty well answered it. Just one last piece of it is, Wajiha's not on an Agile team. This is kind of, she's an outside observer who is learning about Agile, and she sees these things happening. So her question is one of those that is an automatic flag if we're coaching a team and someone's like, well, how am I supposed to manage my people? Like, okay, well, I know where to start.
Yeah.
Okay. So that back story to it. That helps.
I would want to add to this one, in the ensuring that the team is doing what it's supposed to be doing. I think that if you're using the Scrum framework, there's a lot of artifacts and events that you can attend and observe that you don't necessarily have to directly intervene, and you'll see it. So if you go to a stand-up, you look at the board and they're walking the board or talking about the board and everything is still in to-do or nothing is getting done, and at the end of a sprint, that's a sign of, ooh, these guys aren't delivering. If you
Right.
don't have the benefit of going to a stand-up, look at some of the burn downs. Are they actually burning down some of the work? Is it small? So I mean, without having to directly intervene with the team, you can look at all these different artifacts and then come up with a strategy. Okay, how do I coach them up?
So-
how do I help them?
So I guess that's a good thing, right? So the question comes from what role does this person play?
Right.
True.
Is this a project manager? Is it a product owner?
Yeah.
Is it a scrum master?
Yeah.
And then from there, then figure out what are the right behavior or things to do, activities to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.